guest today is Soren Gordhamer, author of the book Wisdom 2.0 and founder of the Wisdom 2.0 conference. What is Wisdom 2.0?
Great question. Wisdom 2.0 originally actually was coined by my publisher when I was writing a book trying to find the intersection between wisdom and technology. And the idea for the book came when I had often practiced yoga and meditation as a young child. My parents were often like passing me down yoga books and giving me tapes on meditation. And so I grew up with that as kind of a foundation. And then once all these social networks came and cell phones came, I noticed myself getting more and more immersed in the external technologies and more out of touch with my own heart and body and mind, such that I was living what I was calling disconnectedly connected. You know, I was connected through my cell phone, but wasn't connected to myself as I was connected to my cell phone. So what does it mean to merge and to live a modern life with and applying ancient wisdom to our modern life? The quality of attention that we give to one another has to be paramount. You know, and that if we have children being raised today and their parents are giving them almost no attention, but they're giving their phone and their technology all the attention, that it's just not going to really develop and nurture and grow the healthy individuals that we need to have compassion and to have wisdom.
So let me take a minute to talk about the book that you wrote. So Wisdom 2.0 is the name of the book, right?
The book is my suggestions and teachings on how do we apply like ancient wisdom within modern life. So what does that look like? So some examples would be when your cell phone rings, rather than immediately answering the phone and it's like, who's there? You know, this kind of habitual nervous energy. What might it mean to take a breath, to listen to that phone ring, almost like it was a bell at a monastery? And the quality of that conversation is going to be significantly different than if you just answered it out of nervousness. In order to really explore what does it mean to live a consciously connected life in our day and age, harnessing the power of technology, external and internal, that we need both these communities to come together. The wisdom teachers who've been studying and really diving into the internal technologies, they have a piece. But so do all the people who are creating these technologies, and Twitter and Google Plus and Facebook and YouTube and all these things that are connecting us. That has a place too.
So this juxtaposition of the founders of Silicon Valley tech companies sitting next to Zen masters and meditation teachers and yoga teachers seems somehow incongruous. And was there like a stony silence because they had nothing to say each other? Maybe they welcomed it, or
when you actually have people from two different worlds and you think, what in the heck do they have in common? But there is something that they have in common.
And what is that?
What that thread is that they want to live a meaningful and purposeful life themselves, and they want to support that in the world. In the majority of tech companies, I think people kind of feel this tension where, can I really be myself and honor the spiritual part of me? And so I feel like the conference is like a place where they go, oh, I can actually meet other people and show up fully as myself and meet other people who also want to show up fully as themselves. So I feel like actually that's the draw, more than the presenters and the talks. It's actually feeling that sense of community and feeling like, wow, I can be transparent about what my true desires are and what my true intentions are.
And now comes this era of so much technology surrounding us, clamoring for attention. And are you saying all of these technologies further disconnect us from that awareness, or they can be used as aids and support that awareness?
Now the people actually have the voice, right? We can share information together through these networks and through our phones in unimaginable ways, even 5–10 years ago. So this way in which the world is becoming more transparent and more open is, I think, a huge opportunity that we have. Now then the question is, how do we engage consciously through that, and how do we use those tools that, in a way that actually support more wisdom and mindfulness? So I actually think we should embrace these. What is it about Steve Jobs that seems to have touched so many people? The spirit and the consciousness and the intention with which he created his products, people can feel in those products. They can feel the amount of intention and focus that he put in those products. So they feel a connection to him, even though they never met him. And I think in the same way with work, if we don't just look at, oh, I spent 8 hours looking at a screen today, I must have worked. But no, what's the quality of attention with which you engage that work? Because that quality of attention is going to be felt by not only your coworkers and your colleagues, but in the products that you create.
What are these practices that increase your awareness of your inner state?
I think just the awareness of it. So if people say like, well, I'm nervous about going into this meeting, I shouldn't be nervous. Like, well, what if you just were aware that you were nervous? Just allowed that to be. just that allowing it to be actually shifts the quality of your nervousness. You're actually not nervous anymore. Or the nervousness is there, but there's a lot more space around it. Our minds can sometimes be very small, and frustration comes, and it colors all our perceptions and everything we see. But if we're actually more conscious and accepting, it comes, we see it, frustration. Oh, okay. There's so much space for it that it moves through much more quickly, and it doesn't have the lasting implications, and we can actually act not from it, but we can act in ways that is aware of it, and it's a completely different way of acting. I was reading a statistic recently. It's like almost half the people in the U.S. have problems sleeping during the week.
Wow, half the people.
Yeah. What if we all spend that last hour before bed in some kind of contemplative space?
Yeah.
Whatever that is, read a book, sit, lie down, do yoga, whatever that is for you. The other thing I encourage people to do in the book is to turn off the lights in your house the last hour and just light candles. So what you're doing is you're telling your nervous system, you're telling the cells in your body, we're making a transition now. You know, Joseph Campbell has this great quote that says, I don't think what we're looking for is meaning. What we're looking for is the experience of being truly alive. I think that's true for so many people.
Yeah.
And the kind of thinking faculty is just one faculty. You know, intuition and so many of these other qualities, I think, come from a more full awareness of our body.